Hello everyone, welcome to Commerce classes. Today we will be understanding journal entries for dividend. As we have already understood the calculation of amount of dividend for both equity and preference shares and the source of payment of dividend. Now usually dividend is paid out of surplus, and if surplus is not sufficient, then the company may make use of the reserves subject to certain conditions. So in a given problem for dividend accounting, we will be calculating amount of the dividend on equity and preference shares. Then we will determine the sources, and after that journal entries will be passed. Since the dividend that a company can give can be of two types: final dividend. Now final dividend is one which is given by the company at the end of the year, right? And another is interim dividend. Interim dividend is paid by the company during the term of the year. So within the year, a company may pay dividend to its shareholders, which is called interim dividend. So we will be passing entries for both of these categories separately. Now let us start with the final dividend first. Now when the company is paying dividend finally at the end of the year, it automatically implies that company has already calculated its surplus, which is after tax, and that surplus is now transferred to surplus account. Just remember the statement of profit and loss of the company. In order to determine its profits, company prepares its statement of profit and loss, wherein it records its income from the operating activities, other incomes, then it takes up total income. After this, it deducts various expenses under all the categories. Then it has net profit, right? Before extraordinary transactions and tax, etc., then you deduct those transactions, and finally you come up with net profit before tax, and then the tax expense is deducted from this statement, and then you get net profit after tax, which is your surplus for current year, which then is adjusted or added in the surplus carried balance. So you must be having some balance in the beginning of the year. In that balance, the surplus of the current year is added. So first thing that we are to remember is when we are working for final dividend, which is given at the end of the year, so this tax must have been deducted, and this tax is adjusted in the statement of profit and loss of the company. So if in a given problem we are given net profit before tax, it will imply we will first provide for tax, right? Now this is to be provided from its statement. So your statement of profit and loss is debited to provision for income tax account. So you create provision. So maybe you have, say, net profit of 10 lakh and you fall in tax bracket of 35%. So 3,50,000 will be deducted. Now you are left with the profit of 6,50,000, which is your current year surplus, which will then be added in the surplus account. So alongside, we will be transferring surplus, that is the profit of current year, to surplus account. So this surplus is available in income statement. From there, it will now go to the surplus account. So your entry will be statement of profit and loss account debit to surplus account. So this you are to do at the end of the year if the company hasn't yet provided tax, because we need to pay taxes first, provide for the taxes first, and then the balance can be used by the company to pay the dividend. So this surplus will now be adjusted in the surplus opening balance. Now you can make use of this surplus along with reserve to pay the dividend, to give the dividend. Now as a rule, when a company is to pay dividend, directors propose dividend first. Then this dividend rate is approved by the shareholders in their annual general meeting and it is declared. So as per Company Act Rules 2013, if the directors have proposed to declare some dividend, that is, you have proposed dividend by the board, then it is not to be accounted for. It will be recorded separately at the end of all the notes to the balance sheet, proposed dividend, right? But once it is approved by the shareholders in their annual general meeting, then this dividend becomes payable. So it is now a liability. You are to provide for this. So when you are solving a problem on dividends, you are to see, is it a proposed dividend or it is accepted or approved by the shareholders. If it is just a proposal by the directors, then it is not to be accounted for. So we won't pass any entry. We won't record it in the main statements. But at the end of the statements, after all the notes have been written, you will just add one more note that proposed dividend of the year is this much. But if this dividend is approved by the shareholders in their AGM, that is in their annual general meeting, then it becomes payable and we account for dividend payable. So if dividend payable is there, which is duly approved by the shareholders, then we will pass the journal entry. So now we will be providing for dividend payable. So usually the dividend amount is payable out of surplus. So it reduces your surplus balance. So your surplus account is debited and the amount of dividend which is payable now will be credited because it has now become a liability of the company. So this dividend payable will be recorded on equity as well as preference share. So if you have both the categories, you will be writing equity dividend payable to preference dividend payable. The two must be written separately. Further, on this dividend, company is required to pay corporate dividend tax, CDT. So this corporate dividend tax on the dividend amount is also payable at the rate of 20.556%. So on this dividend amount, this dividend tax is also payable. So the total will be met out of surplus. Now you are to pay these two. So corporate dividend tax is paid directly. So you will pay it through your bank account, corporate dividend tax to bank account. So CDT paid. Now comes the payment of dividend. Now as a rule, as we have studied in the main provisions relating to dividend, a company is required to pay dividend out of a separate account created for the same. So you can't pay it directly through any bank account. You need to put in relevant amount into dividend bank account. So you will open a new account called dividend bank account by transferring required amount from your own bank account. So with the amount of dividend, you are to put amount aside in a separate account called dividend bank account. So you will pay this dividend out of this dividend bank. So next will be the payment, dividend payable account debit to dividend bank account. So these are your normal journal entries for the dividend payment. That is, we'll provide for dividend along with corporate dividend tax out of surplus. Corporate dividend tax will be paid directly from the bank account, but dividend payable is to be paid through a separate account. So you open a separate account called dividend bank account from your own bank balance and you utilize this dividend bank to pay this dividend. Now this dividend is paid and the process ends here. But sometimes if some dividend cannot be paid either because the shareholder is not traceable or the shareholders haven't come up to collect their dividend, then it's a requirement of the company's law that if any amount of dividend which is left as unpaid, then within 5 days that amount must be transferred to unpaid or unclaimed dividend account. So the dividend payable which was here, say you have dividend payable of 1 lakh rupees, but person holding some shares with dividend of say 1000 rupees, they did not come for payment. So you paid only 99,000. So you are having 1000 left. So this will be put into unpaid or unclaimed dividend. That is, this is the amount which is unclaimed. Right? Now, as a rule, you are to work out this transaction within 5 days. So if you are not able to transfer the relevant amount in this account within 5 days, then the company attracts the penalty of 12%. Right? Now this amount will continue to lie in this account, unclaimed or unpaid dividend account, for a period of 7 years to come. Now within 7 years, if the person comes and collects his dividend, the company will pay dividend out of this and the dividend bank will also be used. But if the company is not able to pay the amount within the 7 years because the person hasn't come, okay, so this amount will now be transferred to Investors Education and Protection Fund account. So this unpaid or unclaimed dividend will be transferred to Investors Protection and Education Fund account. Now this is within 5 days you are to do this. This is within 7 years. If the person doesn't come for payment, then after 7 years this amount will be transferred. So just remember, our main entries of dividend are these only. Okay, you provide for dividend out of your surplus, then you pay corporate dividend tax. In order to pay dividend, you create a separate bank account, you open this account and you pay dividend out of this bank. Now, if some amount cannot be paid because the shareholder doesn't know or he is not traceable, the person doesn't come, then this amount will be left as a balance in dividend payable as well as in dividend bank. So since this dividend is unclaimed, no one has come to claim this dividend or the company cannot pay this dividend due to this reason. So this balance is then shifted to unpaid or unclaimed dividend account. From there, it will lie there for 7 years to come. But if within 7 years the person doesn't come, then after 7 years it must be paid in the Investors Education and Protection Fund. There is only one requirement here before you account for dividend, and the requirement is that you can pay dividend after providing for taxes. So this dividend working will start after providing for taxes and transferring the balance into surplus account. And if at any stage we find that along with the surplus company is using reserve also, then you will use surplus as well as reserve. So both will be debited. Now coming to interim dividend. Now when the company is paying dividend during the term of the year, then at that time we don't have any requirement to provide for taxes, etc. So this requirement is not there. You will pay it out of your balance, available balance of surplus. So now what will happen, since the adjustment in the surplus is done at the end of the year, so at the time of giving interim dividend, so if you decide to give dividend on 1st October, these entries will be done on 1st October. So at that time interim dividend becomes payable. Company pays interim dividend as well as corporate dividend tax out of its available surplus. So you will account for this as, you will simply put the required amount of money in dividend bank account from your normal bank account. Then you will pay your interim dividend out of this dividend bank account. Right? So if you are paying say 5% interim dividend on your 10 lakh rupees of capital, so 5% of that will be 50,000 rupees. So you will open a bank account to pay that dividend for 50,000. Then you will pay the dividend as interim dividend to dividend bank. Then you will be paying corporate dividend tax also. So corporate dividend tax will be paid through your normal bank account. It is the amount of interim dividend into rate of CDT, which is at present 20.556, or you can follow the guidelines given in the problem. So this is when you pay dividend during the term of the year. Now this is your liability, you paid it, but this is to be deducted out of surplus. So at the end of the year, both interim dividend and CDT, corporate dividend tax account, will be closed in surplus account. So surplus account debit to interim dividend. So you will deduct it from the surplus or pay it out of surplus, as you can see. So this is the adjustment, right? Now herein same rule is there. If the dividend cannot be paid or claimed by the shareholders due to any reason, then the amount will then be shifted to unclaimed or unpaid dividend account, which will then be closed in Investors Education and Protection Fund after 7 years. So you see the difference in the journal entries. The journal entries are different here because in case of final dividend, you first determine your surplus of the year after tax, and then you first provide for dividend, and then you take steps to pay it. Herein you don't need to provide for this because we adjust this against surplus when we make the final statements. So this adjustment of dividend and CDT against surplus is done at the end of the year in case of interim dividend. So you simply put the money in a separate bank account and then you pay the interim dividend as well as CDT. Then you close them at the end of the year. Now in practical questions, we might be asked to give journal entries which we can pass like this, or we might be required to show the relevant amounts in the balance sheet, which implies in the balance sheet we will be showing share capital, we will be showing reserve and surplus, provision for taxes, so all the relevant amounts will be shown therein, and the proper notes for reserve and surplus, for share capital will also be prepared. Whereas in case of normal reserves, we have simple addition or subtraction for any amount added in the reserve or withdrawn from the reserves. But for surplus, we may have a whole number of transactions like transfers to reserves will be subtracted, interim dividend, final dividends will be subtracted, preference dividend will be subtracted, corporate dividend tax on all will be subtracted. So all the amount which are utilizing the surplus, they will be subtracted and current year surplus will be added. So we may have a full-fledged question requiring us to give journal entries to show the adjustment in the statement form or in the form of final statement. So let us take up a question to understand the working. Now suppose we have this information. For the year ending 31st March 2016, profit of the company A Limited before tax is 9,20,000. So if it is before tax, it means we need to first provide for tax and then the surplus will be transferred. There was a credit balance of 4,10,000 from the previous year in surplus. So this is your opening balance. Capital is 50,000, 6% preference shares of 100 each, 4 lakh equity shares of 10 each. Now the appropriations which are passed in the annual general meeting. So annual general meeting implies that these decisions have been taken by the shareholders. So if they have passed a decision to pay dividend, it means this is dividend declared by the company. So this will be recorded by the company in its books. So you are to pay dividend on preference shares. Now when we are calculating dividend, then we have 50,000 6% preference shares of 100 each. So their dividend is going to be preference dividend 6% of 50 lakh, right? So that means 3 lakh rupees of dividend. And 10% dividend on equity shares. So your equity shares are 4 lakh shares of 10 rupees each. That means your equity capital is 40 lakhs. So 10% dividend on this will imply 4 lakh rupees of equity dividend. So you have 3 lakh rupees of preference dividend, 4 lakh rupees of equity dividend. You have to provide for taxation 2 lakh, transfer this much amount to reserve and provide for CDT. So these are all the informations given to us. Now we are to work for the journal entries and also show how these will appear in the company's balance sheet. Okay. So starting with the journal entries. Now remember, before we provide for dividend, we are first to provide for the taxes and then the surplus is to be determined and transferred in surplus account, right? So you have a profit of current year 9,20,000, but it is before tax. So you cannot use it to pay dividend. You need to first provide for the tax, then this amount must go into surplus account. So first of all, we'll provide for taxes out of income statement. So statement of profit and loss account to provision for tax account. So we are to provide for how much? 2 lakh rupees of taxation. 2 lakh and 2 lakh. Second is that out of your profit of 9,20,000, if you provide for taxation 2 lakh, it means your profit left is 7,20,000. So out of your statement, this profit will now be taken in the surplus account. So this is now put into surplus account, 7,20,000. So I hope this is clear to you. So what we are doing is that we have a surplus profit of current year 9,20,000. Out of this, we are to provide for tax 2 lakh. So 720 profit of the year is left after tax. So this will be taken up here. Now this is our profit of the current year, plus you have 4,10,000 balance preceding also. Now we are to work for the transactions given. Now your question says pay dividend on preference and equity shares. So we are to account for dividends. Tax we have already done. Transfer 2.5% of current year profits to general reserve. So this we can do easily. So let us first transfer the amount to general reserve. Now it says 2.5% of current year profits. So 2.5% of current year profits, that is 7,20,000. So it comes out to be 18,000 rupees. Okay. So this has been provided. Now CDT, which is a common factor with the dividend. So no new information. So only requirement is transfer to general reserve and the dividends. Now when we pay dividend, our first entry is, we are to remember the procedure. First of all, we'll have to provide for the dividends, right? That means surplus to dividend payable to CDT. So your journal entry will be surplus account debit to dividend payable, which is both on equity as well as preference. So equity dividend payable to preference dividend payable and CDT, right? Now you have 6% preference shares, 50,000 shares of 100 rupees each. That means your capital is 50 lakhs. So 6% of this capital will be 3 lakh rupees. So your preference dividend is 3 lakh. Your equity capital is, right, that is 40 lakhs. And if you happen to give 10% dividend on this, so it will be 4 lakhs. So total 7 lakh rupees of dividend is to be given. Now on this, CDT is payable at the rate of 20.556. So this is payable on dividend, corporate dividend tax, and dividend amount is 7 lakh. So your corporate dividend tax is 1,43,890. 1,43,892. So 1,43,892. So 8,43,892 is the amount for dividend and for CDT. Now CDT can be paid directly. So you will pay CDT to bank account, that is corporate dividend tax to bank account 1,43,892. In order to pay these two dividends, you need to create a separate dividend bank account. So dividend bank account is opened from your normal bank account for 7 lakh rupees. Now you will pay this dividend of 7 lakh. So equity dividend payable account debit, preference dividend payable account debit to dividend bank account, because this dividend is to be paid as per law through a separate account. So equity 4 lakh, 3 lakh preference, 7 lakh in all is paid through the bank account. So this will be our journal entry for the payment of the dividend. So again remember, before you pay dividend, you are to provide for taxes and transfer the amount to surplus account. So this we did. Now after this, we are just given two type of transactions: transfer to reserve and dividend. Reserve, we have recorded surplus to general reserve. For dividend, we have a set of entries which we need to pass in order. So you passed all these entries. So if we are to pass journal entries, this is how we are going to do this. Now your question also requires you to show how these will appear in the balance sheet, and when we write something in the balance sheet, we need to give proper notes also. So if I am to record the information in the balance sheet, then in balance sheet of the company as at 31st March 2016, then our first component is equity and liabilities. Now in the equities and liabilities, our first heading is shareholders funds. I hope you remember the components or categories of the assets and liabilities. In shareholders funds, we have share capital and we have reserves and surplus. So this is to be shown. Then you have current liabilities, because all other categories are not given. In the current liabilities, we have short-term provisions, right, which includes income tax provision. So this we are going to show through the balance sheet. Okay. Now in order to show these amounts in the balance sheet, we are to prepare proper notes, because as per Companies Act, we cannot show individual amounts in this. We are to show the composite amount, net amount here. So share capital number 1, reserve and surplus number 2, short-term provisions number 3. So our notes to balance sheet will include number 1, share capital. So herein we will write 50,000 6% preference shares of 100 rupees each, fully called and paid. Okay. Then you have 4 lakh equity shares of 10 rupees each, fully called and paid, 40 lakhs. So your total capital is 90 lakhs. Second working note is reserves and surplus. Now in reserves and surplus, we are to take up all type of reserves. So first you had general reserve, its opening balance was not given. Then transfer to reserves is 18,000. You transferred 18,000 to reserve. So this is 18,000. Then you have surplus. In the surplus, you have opening balance of 4,10,000. Then you have current year profit of 7,20,000. Remember, it is not 920. It was before tax. So you need to pay tax. So 720 was current year surplus, which you shifted to surplus account. So we will have 11,30,000. Now we are to deduct all the relevant amounts here. So what is being given out of this surplus? You made transfers to reserves, 18,000. Then you paid equity dividend, preference dividend out of this. You paid CDT out of this. So 4 lakh, 3 lakh, 1,43,892. Okay. So you have 2,68,108. That means your total is going to be 2,86,108. So 2,86,108. This is your reserves and surplus. Third is short-term provisions. Under short-term provisions, you have provision for income tax for current year, right? That is 2 lakh rupees. So you record it here, 2 lakh. So this is how we are going to show the working of dividend in the balance sheet, and these will be the entries.